Ow. Hello, hello, hello. So much is happening. Well, let's get caught up. Whew. Alright. Yeah, today is the 28th. Whew. Alright. A little late on the catch up today, but we're getting there. So, there are a couple of updates regarding Chrissy Gnome's Pursegate that is posted, along with a couple of other things. So just so you know, I'm not skipping over anything, just going through more or less rapid fire all the things that I just didn't have time to cover in individual videos today because this administration is a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck. Also, to let you all know, you can now be a subscriber. Oh, this is what we're doing instead of... I'm trying to get done with this so I can come love on you, honey. I thought you were playing the video game. As I said, I'm trying to rapid fire this. Jesus Christ. Like I was saying, we now have a subscribers option here. And don't forget to subscribe over on Substack as well. Y'all can afford $8 a month. Get your education on and some more news. Not when you went upstairs, ma'am. Because I was finishing up some work, sir. I fed you. And I was hoping that... You know what? Come up here and help me get out of being a mechanic. Anywho, coming from fedweek.com, order eases removal of probationary employees, set standards for retaining them. President Trump has issued an executive order telling agencies to strengthen their scrutiny of federal employees in their probationary periods after hiring, including requiring agencies to make an affirmative determination whether to keep those employees before those periods end and setting standards for making those decisions. Agencies have not been using probationary and trial periods as effectively as they could to remove appointees whose continued employment is not in the public interest. As a result of this failure to remove poor performers, agencies have often retained and given tenure to underperforming employees who should have been screened out during their probationary period, it says. Who's shocked by this? We knew that they were going through arbitrarily getting rid of people, especially women. Especially women that they knew weren't going to bootlick for them for a period of time. That they were not going through getting rid of people who were bad at their jobs. And it also goes on to say the order notes that the MSPB has recommended such a policy to prevent probationers from gaining tenured status automatically if an agency fails to assess their performance during that trial period, which typically is 1 year in the competitive service and 2 years in accepted service. And this is also something that I've been trying to explain to people in light of, Doge and all of the firing. Because generally when you hear about a probationary period, you're thinking 30 to 90 days. No, every industry is not the same, especially when you're talking about the federal government. It can take a little bit longer for you to get out of that probationary stage, especially when your training is more in depth, and can take a little bit longer or a lot of bit longer. But everything is not as cut and dry. Y'all got to remember it. We're not living in a Lifetime movie. We are not. Now, y'all remember Scott Peterson. Y'all remember. I remember. And the Innocence Project. Not that Innocence Project. There is a smaller Innocence Project, just in name. They share a name long. Out of Los Angeles, that was trying to put out an alternate set of facts saying that he was really innocent. Well, we got an update on what's going on with him in the clink clink. Okay? Coming from OK Magazine, Scott Peterson's brutal prison assault triggers chilling warnings from ex-inmate. Murder convict Scott Peterson has a new reason to worry while behind bars. Former inmate Gene Borrello, who's seen the darker sides of the penitentiary system, shared that not even the guards feel safe in the company of inmates, especially after reports surfaced of Peterson's violent assault in the prison yard. Even the cops are scared, Borrello, who spent time behind bars for racketeering, shared with In Touch. These high-profile people, no matter what they did, they still get protected. You can't target them because they'll come after you. They're really strict with that, he shared. Peterson's criminal saga began on April 18, 2003, just days after the bodies of his wife Lacey Peterson and their unborn son Connor were discovered. Little did he know that from his initial efforts to help in the search, he'd quickly become the prime suspect with his affair when his affair with Amber Frey came to light. He knew that he was going to be the prime suspect. He just thought that he could outsmart people. And he has the smarticle particles of a salted snail. None at all. Despite claiming innocence, stating he was fishing when Lacey disappeared, was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder in 2004, landing him on death row soon after. Out of all the excuses you could have came up with, fishing. Currently, Scott remains in limbo, even with the designated sensitive needs yard where inmates are housed for safety. His problems haven't faded. Borrello, who just spent time at the same facility as accused murderer Luigi Mangione, said there was a growing threat from inmates serving life sentences. Of course, they ain't got shit else to lose. I could have told you that was a recipe for a disaster, and y'all worked there professionally, like every day, every single day, and y'all still couldn't figure that shit out? Lord have mercy. You're locked up with guys that have 6 consecutive life sentences. They don't care. They don't have anything, he warned. They're miserable, waking up with nothing to live for. So you bump into him and he feels like you disrespected him and he's putting something in your neck. Sweetheart, they do wake up with something to live for. Fucking you up is what they wake up living for, okay? And you was in there for racketeering. So I'm pretty sure they'll just go, huh, and you like, ah! Like, what do y'all really think prison is going to be like? Like, you know the difference between when white folks get sentenced to prison and everybody else. White folks, like, it's not going to be that bad. Like, y'all remember the January 6th Barbie that was like, well, I'm going to take this time to get fit and lose this weight that I thought I was never going to be able to do. And I'm going to meditate. Like, she acted like she was going to fucking Club Med. Right. They like, oh, I'm going to Club Fed. No, you're not going to Martha Stewart prison. You're going to real prison. Okay? The biggest concern that Martha Stewart had was where was she going to have her seasoning. Martha Stewart had a fucking locker. Okay? You're not getting a locker, Barbara Ann. You getting a lock of your hair taken. While they're also trying to take your lady bits. The fucking... And my thing is, I kind of figured Scott Peterson was going to start to run into trouble when this new, lock in the sock. When he started with this new narrative with the Innocence Project and everything else, because it's very much so given, I'm going to keep rolling the dice, hoping that eventually my white privilege is going to pay off for me and I'm going to get away with this. And the fact that, like a lot of convicted Euro-American white body murderers do. Now all of a sudden, oh, it was the brown guys down the street that just willy-nilly decided to come pick up my wife and kill her. No. 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 So I'm like, yeah, you in there, you in there with all the homeboys. They're like, we saw that interview. What you say? Who did what to your wife? We're what? We're savages? Oh, let me show you how savage we are. Did you forget why you're in here, Scotty boy? What here happened, Scotty boy? I mean, you use a murder. Oh, you can only kill the ladies. You can only kill the ladies. You don't want to tussle. You don't want to mix it up with the fellas. Oh, you don't want that smoke. Okay. Now, jeez Louise, why is this not coming up? Okay, there we go. Now, coming from Fox News, yes, I know. But y'all know I'm going to bring you different perspectives from all over the interwebs. Okay? Take a deep breath. It's going to be all right. I'm not going to hold your hand through it, but it's going to be all right. Trump says disruptors at GOP town hall events should be immediately rejected and called them troublemakers. Something feels very icky about Trump calling somebody else a troublemaker. It feels icky. It feels like I need a shot and some penicillin and quarantine and isolation in a little corner of an ICU. Feels a little bit like that. And side note, did anybody see him trying to smooch on Melania for her birthday and she grabbed control of that situation real quick, like just because these cameras here, that don't mean you don't get to put them Big Mac Diet Coke suckers on me, bitch. I laugh. I don't think this woman is a victim. She keeps staying for whatever the fuck reason, but President Donald Trump on Sunday, especially since she don't want to be in the White House. She didn't want to be in politics. I figured she would have made a big spectacle of it, especially since she already started backtracking and doubling down on what not to do. I would just love Melania, if you see this, if you happen to come across this, could you, during one of his rambling signing executive orders that he don't understand in the Sharpie moments in the Oval, could you just come in and say how you're against everything that he's doing? Like, I'm pretty sure you giving him the what regarding those approval ratings just tanking throughout the day. But I need this to be public, because that's the only way he gonna stop doing the bullshit that he's doing. And only you can prevent dictatorships. Okay? Melania. But let's get into this article. President Donald Trump on Sunday called on Republicans to respond to disruptors and troublemakers at town halls by having them immediately ejected over protests and heated exchanges at some of these events hosted by GOP lawmakers. To those of y'all that keep scheduling these weekend protests, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. Get kicked out. And GOP, please keep in mind that this is your constituency. This is your voter base. They're about to remind you who's in charge. Just so you know, they're about to remind you who's in charge. Trump alleged that radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls held by Republicans in Congress. I need y'all to pay close attention. This has been their narrative since these town halls have gotten disrupted. These are town halls in some of the most conservative areas within the United States. Places that have never flipped to another party, to another ideology, that they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're going too far. You're doing too much. I'm going to need you to slow it down. Hit rewind and be kind. No, 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 no. But I need y'all to pay attention to the fact that high-ranking members of the GOP and even low-level GOP members just on social media are accusing Democrats specifically. We have more than two parties. I know y'all are consistent with the two parties when it comes to presidential elections, but we are more than two parties. Like the Temperance Party still exists. Yeah, shocker. But the fact that they're talking about people paying, that's what Republicans are doing. Now, I've been telling y'all this for a couple of election cycles now. If you want to get in, you got to get in at the ground level like the GOP does. The GOP puts millions of dollars into school board elections, because through school board elections, you get a name going out there for you. You're in with your constituency. You're doing all the right things, and then you move up to different chains. And this is why you see these seemingly nobodies pop up on Capitol Hill for the GOP. But they are the ones that will pay people to go disrupt shit. Faites attention, s'il vous plaît. These great patriot politicians should not treat them nicely, Trump wrote on Truth Social. Have them immediately ejected from the room. They are disruptors and troublemakers. But aren't you the same one that encouraged your people to be disruptive and troublemakers and go shake stuff up in order to get justice and to be heard? But it's giving very much so, do as I say, not as I do. It's giving, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. The president said GOP lawmakers need to quell the idea that the event disruptors are Republican dissidents unhappy with actions and policies pushed by his administration and the party. Yeah, especially after the past couple of days, they've been telling people that taxing the rich wouldn't fix problems. They're really out here acting like we can't do math. And even their constituency was like, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Hang it up. Who the fuck you think you pulling the wool over? Whose eyes you pulling that wool over? Because it can't be ours. You must allow your audience to know what you are against, or else they will think they are Republicans and that there is dissension in the party, Trump wrote. There is dissension in the party. The GOP never wanted you, Trump. This is why you have no legacy GOPers in your cabinet, in your team. You tried to put out the narrative, and so has your team, that, oh, you learned from the last presidency and you don't want that. You don't want constraints. And people are like, yeah, he learned. No, he didn't. Nobody wants to align themselves with him. Anybody with a legacy name in the GOP wants to protect their family and all of the work that they've done. They are really putting country over party instead of party over country. And I can't even say that the GOP is putting party over country at this point. They're putting pathetic baboon clown over country at this point. There is not. There is only love, all caps, and unity, all caps. Republicans are happy with what's taking place in our country. We all love America, he continued. GOP, are y'all going to continue to let him be the mouthpiece for you? Because I would say no. I wouldn't let him put his mouth anywhere or do anything for me, because his mouth looks like it reeks of every STI known and unknown to man and beast. This comes as several Republican lawmakers in recent months have faced intense criticism by attendees at their town halls over some of Trump's policies. And let's not forget that there are members of the GOP that have been giving pushback. Yeah, they've been giving pushback. Just a couple days ago on my podcast, I did a story regarding a senior member of the GOP that has been very covertly pushing back against this administration. They are not down with the get down. This is why every 2 to 3 business days, Trump has to get out and try to lightweight threaten members of the GOP. Hello, GOP. It does not matter how much you give a damn about Trump, Elon Musk, Pete Hegseth, or anything else. They don't have the power. You can dump as much money as you want into an election. If the people don't fucking vote for you, they don't vote for you. They don't like you, they don't like you. It's ridiculous that y'all campaign so much for all these millions upon millions of dollars. For what? For what? Most people are forming their opinion whether or not they see a commercial from you, whether or not they see a rally from you, whether or not they get a flyer from you. And there are so many organizations that are already going to send out mailers. What the fuck are you doing this shit for? Let us get back to the people telling you what we want, what we really, really want. If y'all stop being chicken shit. Some Republican leaders have urged members to avoid holding in-person town halls and instead hold phone and live stream events due to concerns that paid protesters and Democratic activists may hijack the in-person events. Hello, did y'all not learn anything? It's easier to hijack an online event than anything else. They want you to do phone call or live stream because they can mute you or hang up on you. And they're like, well, we control whether or not it's recorded. Do you though? Do you though? Do you though? We've been encouraging our members to communicate directly with the constituents. No, you're not. And they're anxious to do that. No, they're not. House Speaker Mike Johnson said at a press conference last month. Here's the thing. Are y'all ready? Are y'all pissed off enough that y'all gonna stop letting these motherfuckers lie to your face? I'm just saying, some of y'all need to pretend like the federal government is your ex. So, some of y'all need to pretend like the federal government is that relative that you are no contact with. But if you see them, it's on site. And maybe things will put it in perspective and it'll light something under your undercarriage. I don't get it. Like, y'all just keep rolling right on over for it. It's weird. It's weird. It's a tad bit disturbing. Yeah, because it's not even like a little bitty lie. Like, I miss the political lies of yesteryear. Okay, well, it would be something simple. Okay, some real, like somebody be like, oh, I didn't know about that bill. My name isn't on it. And they co-sponsored it. And the only reason they lied about it because they wasn't quite sure how the public was going to take it. And then when the public's like, oh, we love it. Oh, you do. You see my name right here. Yeah, like stuff like that. Okay, or a little lie about who their mistress actually is. Like, they would be quick to let some random take the heat, knowing that ain't who they shaboing boinking. Okay, like I miss them little lies. Okay, tell me those lies, those sweet little lies. These lies right here. Oh, they lying to you about policies, procedures, negotiations, credentials, and everything. Okay, I'm beginning to wonder, are their names actually their names? Like, is that really they skin? Like, is there a zipper or some buttons down the back of them and they take that shit off at the end of the night? Like, that's how bad this is getting. Like, this ain't the time to experiment and mix nothing with your weed. Because if you get some smoky angel dust weed, you're going to be all messed up with this administration because they will have you second guessing the fuck out of everything. Everything. Redundunculous. This one, yeah, we'll save that one for tomorrow. What's this? And yes, Pete Hexa. Yeah, they all are about to do it. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these pesky kids and Taz. Now, Pete Hegseth is still unraveling, and he's super paranoid. I would be, too, if I knew that I was underqualified and never liked by anybody. And he's still wasting quite a bit of money because instead of doing his job, he posts a bunch of fucked up, putting all of the memos most of them from the Pentagon all over Twitter. Yes, I know his adoptive stepdaddy named it. I call it what his mama called it, okay? And then he likes to take a half day and then go work out with people at the Naval Academy, because yes, that's what our SecDef should be doing. Also, yes, I am aware of the story that has been floating around Instagram, Facebook, and a few accounts on Reddit and Twitter regarding Russian spies being picked up in Germany that had Pete Hegseth's telephone number. At this point, that just seems like an internet hoax, a lie. It does make sense because with as crazy as things are going with this administration, it seems like something that was plausible, but I have not seen anything to substantiate any of it. Not anything coming out of Germany, not anything coming out of Russia, and I'm not just talking about news outlets. I'm talking about people who would have witnessed this for where they claimed that it was taking place. I have not seen it. If you do see it, please let me know, and I will do my due diligence to bring it to you, but I haven't seen anything. So right now, I'm not going to say it's fake. I'm not going to say it's real. I'm going to just leave it alone. I'm going to just stick a pin in it for right now. We're going to put it up on the bulletin board. And if we get anything else, but I mean, it is believable, especially since we know that on the same phone that he had signal, your boy was placing bets. That I was able to confirm. Your boy was placing bets. So hard at work, betting on sports. And no, before anybody gets it, I'm not coming at people who do that. Do what you want to do with your money, okay? It's legal in a multitude of places. There are a handful of places that it's not. Do your due diligence. Don't get caught up. Don't get hemmed up. That is your money. You grown. You do what you want with it. Not criticizing that. What I am criticizing with such a highly sensitive, and you need to be up to the date on everything, and you more concerned about going off on people, being paranoid, constantly launching investigations into leaks, because I think he's doing more than drinking. Yeah, betting in the middle of the day after you done already took a half day so you could go out and bump uglies with naval cadet, like, oh. And like, yes, we know he's unhinged. We know he does a lot of jacked up stuff. But the way his wife wants him to be in that position, the fact that she accompanied him throughout his confirmation hearings, almost like a please don't fuck this up for us type of situation. Yeah. And him getting increasingly unhinged, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, as far as anything that I didn't cover that was of note, this is the wrap up. Do not forget to join me tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for my podcast over on the Tube Review, Conversations with Taz. We're going to go, yes, I'm going to discuss the Unfuck America tour, of course, and some other stuff, and we know more things will be coming up, but also keep in mind over on Substack, like I said, the more Black History factoids dropped today. Today's category was first as far as medicine. There are different promise I can talk. There are additional factoids that have been dropping all along regarding education, litigation, legislation, administration, all that type of stuff. Additional prompts, more in-depth videos, all of that good stuff. Like I said, you can also subscribe over here for additional content. And yes, I finally semi set up a Discord. So with the subscription here, if you sub, you will get access to the Discord, and we can chitty chat about current events, and I can do more of connecting the dots throughout history for you. But as you can tell, there is a gentle giant downstairs in need of some smooches, and I need him to help get me out of these damn overalls that he put me in earlier. And I'm not joking. He He did dress me today like I was a toddler. So, this is my life. And I would complain, but given that I almost got blown away by the wind again, tis what it is. Can't really complain about it. Yeah. But as always, thank you for joining me here. Each one teach one, each one reach one. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.